As the weather change, and flower will bloom during the spring, and wither away during the winter, so does one's love. Why does one make such promises that them themselves know they cannot keep? One may say their love will last forever, but as the hourglass does not hold its place, neither does the one's love. This in itself is vanity, as one will sip from the cup of doubt, one's word having no merit until tested and refined through the heat as flame burns the steel. To say I love you because you are beautiful, loyal, kind, and someone who has a good heart is in fact a type of love that is doomed for failure. To say I love you because you are beautiful, loyal, kind, and someone who has a good heart is in fact a type of love that is doomed for failure, as this contains a reason for one's love and conditions that must be kept in order for that love to be sustained. God gave us no reason why He loves man, but yet He loves the sinner, but not the sin.
Egotist. Thinks I'm going to sit home and cry my eyes out. He's got a door to slam. Well, so have I. I can make my own living just as well as he can make his. He ought to be glad I'm working. Just because he can't stand competition, he wants me to quit. My work isn't important enough. I'm only a woman. But he, the man, is boss. He'd like me to be a slave to the house while some cutie on the paper whispers into his quarter ear. Look at this mess. The way he throws his clothes around. It wouldn't hurt His Highness a little interest in the house. I'm the one who's married, but he can act as if he were single. He wouldn't dream of wearing a wedding ring, no matter how much I tell him I like it. But I'm as good as he is. I've got a brain of my own, and I intend to make the most of my life, too. Yes, I want a home and kids, but I'm not going to be a fool like Mother, bending over a wash tub all her life while Dad went around as free as air. A woman's place is in the home. Why, His Highness ought to wear side whiskers and carry a gold-headed cane. If he thinks I'm going to obey his every command, he can get right out of my life, and I mean it, right out of my life.
I do believe being in love should be like the experience of God's love. Love is not a feeling. Love is a choice. True love in the beginning is not man-made, but God-given. The love that I'm expressing is a type of love that is quite strange, and certainly peculiar one as well. The name of this love is irrevocable love. It's called Agape. This is a love that does not shift, move, shrink, or grow. This is a type of love without measure. It does not change by day nor by night. It is the same love that forgives infidelity as one who would be unqualified and undeserving of it. This type of love is unfamiliar to the natural world, as it does not require feelings. As this idea reverses every teaching you ever learned on the secular understanding of true love from the world you live in. A mother does not love her child based on feelings, but based on choice.
That's a woman for you. Never tell what she'll do next. All the time I thought she was so sweet and tender. What a temper. Lucky I ducked out when I did. How could I win? I'm only a man. Oh well, the copy won't wait. Where do women get the idea that they wear the pants? Must be her diploma. To a man, it's a piece of paper, but Virginia, she's got the world at her feet. The way she hangs on to her name, you'd think it was a shame to be a Jackson. I write the copy, but it comes out as a picture story by Virginia Chase. She'd break her neck for a good shot, but our home is like a bachelor rooming house. It's about time she learned what comes first, marriage or her job. Everybody else leads a normal life. Why can't we? I'm fed up with warmed up leftovers and dishes in the sink. She can't even find time to sew on a button for me. How Mom used to take care of Dad, and how happy both of them were. Virginia's got no such respect for a man. What was she thinking of when she said, I do? A roommate to help with the dishes? What does a man work for? Beating his brains out to make something out of himself if his wife doesn't look up to him. Instead Instead, she competes with me and makes a half man out of me and a half woman out of herself. And I, like a fool, thought I was getting a wife. I'll show her who's boss, even if we wind up in the courts.
The conventional understanding of secular love created by man is one that has an unstable foundation. As this type of love also responsible for broken marriages and relationships. Love was introduced by God. That is a love without an end. It is an unnatural way of thinking about love and does not fit in the secular understanding about love in this world. They will say that love must be a mutual exchange and an equivalent experience between two people. The problem with this thinking is that the human experience changes by person. You are only as good to that individual on the basis of how they feel about you that day. This is the type of love the world adheres to. But yet, it has clearly revealed itself to be with. But yet, it has clearly revealed itself to be with unstableness. Many are in pursuit to test drive a relationship without a license. And they believe that all they need is just a dose of love, alone all by itself to sustain it. There are those who believe love should be a sign. It is the blindness of one's thinking and the lack thereof. They believe they should share chemistry to validate that what they have is real. This belief is out of reach with what you are truly looking to experience. That is a genuine type of love that God had only originally brought to the world.
Off to bed you go now, huh?
What a jip! Pinky Harris gets to watch TV until 10 o'clock every night.
Yes, but you're not Pinky Harris. Run along now. Mrs. Hanson has a cookie for each of you.
Good!
Pat?
Why could you help me do up this stupid thing? I can't seem... Richard, you're not even dressed yet.
Do you mind if we don't go?
Don't go. Well, you've known about the Martin party for weeks. It must be Corey to pick us up.
Hi.
Hi.
You all set? Patty, new dress. You look terrific.
Thanks. Just bought it.
Now, what's this? The latest in men's formal attire? Maybe I better take my tie off, huh?
Seems we're not joining you, Corey.
Well, why? What happened? Something come up?
Oh, just don't feel like it tonight, Corey. You make excuses for us, hmm?
Well, but... Yeah, sure, Rich, sure.
Drink for the road, Corey?
May I have a rain check on that? I better be shoving off.
Sure.
You know, without you two, this shindig's going to be a colossal flop.
Sorry, I should have phoned you before you left the house.
Well, think nothing of it, fella. I'll see you at the office tomorrow morning, huh?
Right.
Have fun.
Night.
You're really not ill, are you, darling?
No. No, I'm fine.
Then what is it, dear? Has there been some trouble at the office? Corey seemed to know. Is it that Barlow account? Oh, Richie, dear, don't feel you ought to spare me. You know that no matter what's happened, I love you, and I
Pat,
should...
will you cut it out? You're only making it more difficult for me to tell you.
Sorry.
And I've made up my mind to tell you. I didn't want to go to that party tonight because of someone else who's going to be there.
Who?
Well, I don't think you know her, Pat. Her name is Arliss.
Arliss, but who...
Well, she's a girl that works at the office. She's been there for over 2 years now, but I've only known her since last summer.
What in the world are you saying?
I'm in love with her. We're both in love.
Secular love gives the impression of satisfaction, but it soon burns out like a candle. But God's idea of true love is like an oil lamp that will never run out, as God is the light that brings what is His together. Let no man separate. Harsh is the reality that man adheres to the world's teachings and understandings, and never attends his ears to the author and creator of love. I do believe that man and his experts have continued through generations to give wrong advice to many souls and refuse to ignore the author's words regarding when two become one flesh. Everyone's experience regarding true love is in disarray, as they are creatures of God, whom He fashioned by hand. Each and every one will not experience God's divine love, which He made to be fit only for man. To experience that, God also partake in. In the secular world we live in, many will sip from the cup of lust and call it love. Many will sip from the cup of romance and call it fate. Many will sip from the cup of chemistry and call it destiny. Yet many believe these are the ultimate signs that will tell when one has truly found love, as this is from the world's secular point of view, but not from God's. It is a serious stronghold one's culture, which makes them think in this way. By how they express love casually without a true understanding of what it really means and what it actually looks like, as the way God created it to be so, versus how they believe it is. The way they express true love is unnatural, and it is a way they learn from the world, and God has no part. I pray that God heals the hearts that are seeking refuge and understanding, for which what is in them lives a false reality of true love that they did not learn from God. For in the beginning, Adam and Eve experienced agape. It is a love that exists in God's design that lasts forever, and it leads to no consciousness of pain and sorrow, neither a form of unpredictable love. Agape is the only version of love that was created since the beginning of man. Agape is like an ancient stone that does not move over time nor change under season. To experience the true presence of love, one must experience the true presence of God. This is a divine love without an end. As this type of love, one should experience when love is given to one another in marriage, as when two become one flesh. There will be many in the world who will claim to be experts in love and marriage. But this is indeed based only from a secular worldview and understanding. But little do they know, they are like lost sheep with a bad shepherd. This worldview is like a farmer who boasts but does not produce crops. It is those whom seek understanding, but will walk through a field that is owned by the farmer. And he shall say, I have experience in farming. Look upon my field, as you can see, I have planted all my seeds, but none has grown yet. But in due time, I guess you can say everyone is to believe that this farmer is indeed a farmer, because he has a field and he has planted his seed, but none has grown. As a result, he has not watered his field, for which this one thing he has missed. Knowing this, would you still say that he is a true farmer of profession? Don't assume because one holds a title is enough to be an expert.
All right. Yeah. All right. Sheila woman, she drink coffee, she drink tea, and then go home. Sheila woman, dressed in green, wear silk stockings with golden seams. Sea lime woman, dressed in red, make a man lose his head. Sea lime woman, black dress on for $1,000. She wailed and she moaned. Sea lime woman, her like a cat, wink at a man and he wink back. Now child, she like a woman, empty his pockets and wreck his days, make him love her and shoot fly away. Get on out now, empty his pockets and she wreck his days, and she make him love her, then she shoot fly away. She got a black dress on for $1,000. She wail and she moan.
Next, God is the water in one's relationship and marriage, as He is the one who nourishes the love between husband and wife, who becomes one. I propose that if one is indeed in need of advice from a farmer, that is to make sure that he or she knows to water their fields in order for it to grow what is planted, as this is truly something that every successful farmer should know. As this is truly something that every successful farmer should know. They will soon know and understand that God is indeed, as He is the essential component regarding love, in its truest and most purest form. God first before all things, even the ones who are soon to love and marriage. As marriage in a secular world does not make God the centerpiece in their vows, but instead they make them to each other. And for this reason, many will become experts in divorce. But let it be God's church whom will make God first in their marriage, and will be experts in God's truest form of love and matrimony. As the church knows and understands that vows are only made to God and not to man. As man loves his wife, God also loves His church. For the church is Jesus Christ's bride to be. Agape.